We go. All right, we are ready to get the thing started. Sorry once again, much much less technical difficulties than we had a week ago, but a little bit again here tonight. But it looks like we have worked that all out of the way. Bit of an informal introduction here, but either way, we are here for the Breakout Racing League at Silverstone, the British Grand Prix. Daniel Stevens in the booth alongside Jonathan Webster. We're here again tonight as we have been all season long since Baku. And man, I'm ready to get this thing started here tonight, John, because I don't know about you, but this is going to be an exciting racetrack. It's a crown jewel as well as a track that you can see a lot of racing, a lot of side-by-side action. So what should we expect here tonight?
Yeah, Danny, it's great to be back for another week. I'm surprised you guys are having me back every week. You know, it just warms my heart. But yes, I am back, and yeah, this racetrack is very quick. There's not many slow, very technical turns. It's a lot of high-speed, fast corners. I actually just commentated the BRL's Tier 2 race about 30 minutes ago. That one was a very good, clean race. Actually, it rained the whole time, and as I mentioned, that it is raining here in this short qualifying session right now. I'm not sure what the conditions will be throughout the whole entire session, but in the BRL Split Tier 2 race, it was raining, but the racing was fantastic. So I'm excited tonight to see what goes on.
All right, well, as per usual, we do not have the ability to see the weather forecast when it comes to the race session, but as of now, it is quite obviously raining, as we now have yellow flags. Most likely some drivers spinning out here in the very treacherous conditions at the moment. As we now see, actually looks like Boss Cookie getting a bit squirrely there in front of a Red Bull behind him. But once again, this is round 10 here in the Breakout Racing League, Season 4. We're happy to bring this thing here for you tonight, and good thing we're actually able to get the qualifying session in tonight, as we missed a good 3/4 of it last week out with the connection issues we had, but it looks like those have been resolved here tonight. Thankfully, as we see Boss Cookie getting very sideways there, actually through the first corner. Good thing he held on to it there. Not the way you want to start your qualifying session here, and once again, if it does rain in the race, it's very similar to Canada in that this could act as a practice session for those guys who didn't get much wet practice and want to get a good feel for it, John.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is going to be interesting to see how this whole session plays out. It almost looks like it's drying up right now. The rain is not falling too heavy anymore, so these drivers might have waited and put on the dry compound tires, but there are some drivers going out there still on the intermediate tires, so it is not time yet. But Danny, I'm just excited for this race. You know, we have so many good drivers and have had so many good battles in the past couple of weeks that this racetrack is geared for high intense racing, so I'm excited.
Yeah, well, some storylines we have coming into this race. Once again, a good track for overtaking and a very good track for side-by-side action. These guys are really starting to tighten up here at the top of the driver's standings. New Zealand Ryan is still your championship leader, as he has been most of this season, but the guys behind him are starting to get very, very close. His teammate BRL Jared is now only 19 points back, and Chandler Seda, by the way, who is a good 50 points back a good couple rounds ago, he is now only 20 points off of the top spot now on New Zealand Ryan. So if he can just keep this roll of wins going right here, he's set to get that thing very shortly. I mean, very shortly indeed. I mean, he's just been on a roll.
Oh, we got a yellow flag.
I've been racing with this guy in my free time, and he is really something to reckon with here. And if he could just keep on that roll he's been the last few weeks, and he's definitely set to win another race here tonight. As we see his teammate, Eurosam Newton, actually beat out his time here early in the session. Up to the top he goes, 138.6, and now it is quickly replaced by New Zealand Ryan and his Renault, 138.5, and Ryan really needs to get his form under control here. It's been a good couple rough races now for him, and last week, obviously, the very unfortunate turn of events where he got spun, making a look down the inside, I believe it was, on VSR Duralix, but you never know. That's all in the past. We could see it resolve itself out as the season continues, as both drivers are here tonight, so you might see some aggression between the two of them for sure. But once again, New Zealand Ryan just really looking forward to get his form back together here tonight, I would definitely assume.
Yeah, and Danny, I learned some intel before the race that if the race is dry, it is a easy medium to soft compound tire strategy. I know the difference between starting on the softs and ending on the mediums is not quicker than starting on the softs and ending on the mediums. But you know, it should be interesting to see what these drivers do with the conditions of if the race is dry. So it should make for some great racing.
Ooh, as Caspita loses the back end big time there as he comes around the final corner to start his lap. As he slides again to turn number 1, I was going to say something very, and it looks like he's four-wheel sliding again, and now he is in the grass and off the racetrack. So very unfortunate beginning to the session for Caspita, but still had to have the skill to hold on to that thing. So good stuff from Caspita to not lose the car right there. But as I was trying to get out there, looks like Warden is finally getting his qualifying act together here. He's been starting in last a good few races now. I think it's been the last several. He's been right down near the back of the grid. Looks like he is currently in 5th right now, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do from a higher up starting spot. We've seen him make a lot of overtakes. We've got a lot of solid points finishes starting from the back, so looks like this will be the first time since Baku, I think, he's going to be up near the front at least. See, New Zealand Ryan appears to be on another lap time right here. He is currently a provisional pole sitter, a 138.5. Once again, which is a very good driver all around and very good wet driver, evidently here tonight. So, what were you going to say about that, John?
Yeah, he has been one of my ones to watch in multiple races this year. He is a great driver, especially in the wet, like you said, and that is a blistering time to start here in the short qualifying session. He is followed by ERS Ham Newton in second with a 138.6. That's a pretty good time out of him. He looks to improve on that. Chandler Seda is in third. Max Stalo is in fourth, and B-Dunk rounds out your top 5 right now.
Actually, more storylines coming into today's race. The Constructors' Championship is as it has looked most of this season. Those Renault boys of BRL Jared as well as Ryan are currently heads and shoulders above the rest of the competition. A 66-point gap to second place of the Williams, and the Williams has really had the flag carried by Chandler recently. And as we are on board Ryan, we see that he improved very marginally. That's within the same tenth.
Yeah.
Oh man, he had a 138.5 a minute ago and a 138.5 and a little bit less now, so an improvement is an improvement though, so we'll give that to Ryan as we actually now see Ham Newton moves up to second, I believe, on Champ. He was on him already, never mind, but either way,
Danny,
it's like those two are going out for another lap right now, are Ham Newton and Chandler.
Danny, I'm going to take a stroll real quick down to Maggots and Beckett's. I will be right back.
Oh, you bet. Well, either way, you see these guys now rounding Stowe, I believe that is. Chandler Seda is getting ready to start his lap time. You know, why not ride on board with Chandler? He's been on a string of poles recently and victories, so let's see if we can get the job done with our camera on board him today. Here he is getting the power down to the final corner to start his lap time, and across the line he is. Chandler Seda is off for his flyer. Hard into turn number 1, he is. Loses the back end a slight bit, but catches it with a little bit of counter steer. Easy on the brakes he goes into the second corner. Have to be easy, but looks like he was a bit too easy as he misses the apex by a solid car width and a half. Hits the apex very well through the loop right there, and here he is coming on to the Wellington straights. Looks like a very, very careful lap so far for Chandler Seda. Nothing too aggressive whatsoever, but that is looking for what you want to do when it is the wet conditions. It's not about looking fast, it's all about being smooth and minimizing the amount of slip you have. Here he is going for that really wide center apex here, coming out onto the old front straight. Very good exit he gets from that wider radius in the middle. He's going to power it down to Cops up here. This will be a very difficult corner in the wet. It's difficult enough in the dry, and here he is in the wet. A little bit of a slide, but not much at all to put him off. And here he is coming up to the very famous Beckett's and Chapel. Very tough once again in the dry. How is it going to be for him in the wet? Piece of cake. He makes it look like it's nothing right there. Here he is now coming up onto the hanger straight. No DRS, of course, due to the wet conditions. And now here he is coming down the hanger straight, approaching Stowe to start the third sector. Easy on the brakes once again into this very, very odd off-camber almost corner. He slides a bit on exit, but not too much to put him off the racetrack for an invalidation. Easy on the brakes he goes now into the final chicane. Looks like he negotiates it quite well. Very tough to get on the power here in the dry as well in the wet. Here he is out of the final corner, sliding across the line, and up to P1 goes Chandler Seda at a 138.2. Wow. I did that well, also sideways is very incredible, and as we were looking at that, Boss Cookie moved up to 3rd place. Excellent lap for Boss Cookie, but John, in your time down at Meckets or whatever you said you were walking to, Chandler Seda slid spinning across the start-finish line to go on provisional pole.
What a guy. You know, actually, Karun Sandok just requested me to come down there, so I had a conversation with him about the conditions down there, and you know, he said that, you know, conditions were pretty tough out there, and that Jensen Button actually had blocked the track earlier and gave me some more intel that I cannot share with you guys. But, you know, it was a great little stroll. But, yeah, now that I'm back, you know, Chandler Seda, I guess, put one hell of a lap together. What a time, 138.2.
Well, here comes VSR Dralix now coming through Stowe right here. He is on a lap time, I believe, or actually no, looks like he is coming to the pits. So yeah, I know what am I talking about. He did just improve up to 5th place, so a very good improvement for him. I believe he was down in about the 9th area a minute ago. Ham Newton, I don't believe, improved on his 2nd attempt, but once again, there are still 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the session. A lot of time left to go out and improve your lap time. Taylor Clan is the only one who's still not set a lap time. It looks like he is out there right now setting his own. Across the line he comes, and where is this going to bring him? Looks like it's probably an invalidation, actually, as he was on a lap time, but it did not improve himself. I mean, we'll see if he goes for it again right here.
B-Duck jumps up to 7th in front of Mex Stalo. Good time out of him, 139.0. He looks to continue to make his way up the field.
For sure, B-Dunk once again, not necessarily the fastest driver on the grid, but one that can definitely throw into the mix of the midfield running. The top half of the midfield running, that is. He's a very quality driver for sure.
I'm looking at
Hugo's here again tonight. He's been doing very well, filling in for Venom as he has left the league. Hugo up there in 6th place right now. Let's see if he can prove again as the session runs out of time here with only 4 minutes left now. He's going to be getting in the pits here soon, as will many others, to gear up those final set of tires, put in that last little bit of fuel and get out there for another run, as we typically see with about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the session. Probably a little bit earlier today because of the wet. It takes a little bit longer to get around this racetrack as per usual.
Yeah, for sure, Danny. Actually, Hooplicious is coming around the final couple of corners, coming up to the start-finish line here right about now. He's down in 11th right now.
Let's see what this is. Across the line is Hoop, and wow, he moves up to 2nd place at a 138.4. Not typically what you see out of Hoopalicious. I mean, he has the odd pole position every now and then, as he did in Canada, but still. Wow, 2nd place for Hoopalicious. He's just a very good wet driver, if you ask me.
Is now. Andre Miri, I don't know if he crashed or something, but yeah,
he must have. Yeah, something happened with Andre. That's very unfortunate for Andre. Once again, very, very solid driver in the midfield so far this season. He's going to be starting 14th here tonight. Put him up there for the ones to watch, possibly, as we get closer to race start here. But what were you going to say, John?
I was actually going to say Caspita and Mean Fern almost collided there. Caspita looked like he was on a cooldown lap, and Mean Fern was coming with a good head of steam, and Caspita did not yield. So those two almost made contact, and it almost ended pretty badly, but they are both doing well. So
something else we should look at is Warden was 5th a good few minutes ago. He's all the way down to 12th now, so he's going to have to seriously improve on this lap that he's now getting ready to start. His teammate Taylor Clan, while we were looking at Hoopalicious, moved all the way up to 9th, so a very solid lap from Taylor Clan to get himself up in the points-paying positions to start the race. And we now see Mean Fern coming through Stowe right here. I believe he is on a lap time. Does not say he's on an out lap, but it looks like, yes, he does carry on to the last couple corners. Let's see what this is for Mean Fern in his Rich Energy Haas. Coming around the final chicane, he is. Very easy on the throttle, he is. Coming out of the final corner, he now is. And across the line, what's it going to be for Mean Fern?
It's 12th.
12th place at a 139.3. So not exactly what he would have wanted, but hey, it's better than last place, and it's better than where he was. So solid lap, I guess, for me and Fern.
And Boss Cookie,
As we now see
Boss
Warden
Cookie
is
goes
on
up
his
to
lap,
fourth,
and a lot
right?
of these guys are on their final laps. What were you going to say?
Was Boss Cookie always in fourth?
Yeah, that was like right as you came back from your stroll.
All right. Yeah,
And
dude, it was a real
man,
nice
Warden
stroll.
just ran super wide. He just
Taylor
ran
Clay.
super wide out of two right there. That was not good for him. Here he is now
Taylor
coming on the
Clay
Wellington
himself.
straight. He's going to have to get his lap going here if he's going to have any chance in moving up the grid now after that mistake, but we'll see what he can do. A lot of these guys are on their final laps now. We see Jared now coming across the old start-finish line straight right here. Next, Stalo is also on his final lap, and it looks like he's actually about to start a new lap, gotten out of it on his first attempt. B-Dunk is on his out lap, Alan Hugo is on his out lap, Dralix is on his lap too. So we'll take a look at Jared here, because it looks like he is the furthest ahead of the top runners right here. Oh, and he loses the back end big time through Megats Beckett's, and he is now off the track through Chapel, and that's going to round out his qualifying session here unless he can really get it slowed up and save a lot of battery here before getting to that start-finish line to start another lap.
Yeah, ERS Ham Newton is the next driver in line with the shot at pole here. He did go purple in sector 1, so he's going coming through the final couple of corners in sector 3
Yeah,
here.
he is. Coming around the final corner, he is about to be, that is. Again, very easy on the throttle once again to come across this final berm right here across the line.
And he goes
and it
fast.
is provisional pole now. 137.8 for Ham Newton, 4/10 clear of his teammate. Very excellent
good
from
time.
him so far. New Zealand Ryan is on his out lap, still he's not on his lap. Boss Cookie is on his lap, but he's going to be coming around to end it real soon right here. Dralix is ending his lap very momentarily. Here he is coming around the final corner is Dralix. Across the line he goes, and New Zealand, was it DSR Dralix moves up to third place. What happened to Boss Cookie there?
Boss Cookie ran extremely wide coming out of that right-hander.
Oh, and he moves up to second as he DNFs across the line. Wow. I hope that doesn't interfere with these guys coming up to start or end their laps right here at the end of the session, but
just missed him.
Oh, man.
I swear to God, he just missed him. He avoided Boss Cookie at the final second. Oh my God!
And I think, John, you say that. I think that really put off New Zealand Ryan because he had a very scruffy first couple of corners there. A lot of slide indeed, but here he is now coming out of the Wellington straight. Very smooth exit onto this straightaway. So looks like he's got his head back in the game right now. Hoopalicious, was that Hoopalicious who moved up to second? Oh, it's Mex Stalo.
Mex
Stalo moves up to fifth place. So wow, good jump for him. Wow, very good jump for him. He's only proven to be a midfield runner so far, and right now he's up there with the big leagues here in the wet, so very quality wet driver, I guess he is. Drellick spins out and crashes, not sure what he's doing, but either way, we now see Chandler Seda is on his lap time.
And Alan Hugo
final bit of straightaway in right here on the Wellington straight, approaching Stowe. Ham Newton is giving his teammate some slipstream there, so a little bit of strategy there for the two of them. Here he is coming through Stowe now as Chandler Seda. Let's see what he can do. Beardall Jared up to second at a 137.9. Excellent lap for him, but not close enough to get around Ham Newton for pole. Around the final bit of corners here now for Chandler Seda. Let's see what he can do. Easy on the power once again, coming through the final kink. Across the line he is, and it is going to be pole position for Chandler Seda at a 137.802. It is not over though. New Zealand Ryan is now coming up to the final two corners. New Zealand Ryan easy on the brakes. A lot of curb there on the left. Turning into the right, he's got to be easy on that throttle once again. A bit of curb on the left, not enough to unsettle the car. Across the line he comes, and it is pole position now for New Zealand Ryan. A 137.7 to barely beat out Chandler Seda for pole. How about that?
Wow, what a lap! I mean, wow. I mean, I was actually watching Alan Hugo there for a little bit of part of the lap because he is a very quick driver, and he actually invalidated his lap. So then I stuck on board with New Zealand Ryan, and throughout his lap he was so smooth. Congratulations on pole position for New Zealand Ryan.
Yeah,
what a lap!
I was about to say, John, I don't know about you, but I think that is exactly what that man needed right now. He has had a very rough stretch here recently, and putting that on pole position is one way to get out of the slump.
Hey, and Boss Cookie in the McLaren is starting fifth. Boss Cookie is starting
fifth. He's bound to crash then, isn't he?
He's bound to crash.
You just see Sparky, his teammate, also in the points. So look at that. It's looking like a double point start here for the two McLarens. Let's just see if they can hold on to it very poor start there for Alan Hugo, I believe. I mean, down in 11th place, we know the kind of driver he is. 11th place is definitely out of his wheelhouse, but let's see what he can do when this race gets started. And there you have it. That is your starting grid right there. Very clutch moments there for New Zealand Ryan. He made that mistake in the first couple corners after getting very put off by the stricken Boss Cookie as he started his lap, but either way, it was not enough to phase him. New Zealand Ryan is your pole sitter. And it looks like it is going to be a dry start here in Silverstone, so possibly a bit of strategy here. Going to see whoever throws on the softs or the mediums to start this race. Could definitely jumble up the order here when we get this thing started.
Or
and
John,
it's about that time where we decide our picks to win and our ones to watch. So who should the fans at home pay attention to here tonight?
Of course, Danny. Actually, before I say this, someone, if they really wanted to risk it, could throw on those hard compound tires to try to go to the end. I have seen it be done before, but
that's
for
against regulations.
Is it?
Yeah, you have to pit.
Oh. Yeah, my bad. All right, so, since I commentated Tier 2, Tier 2, right before this, a bunch of people stayed out the whole race on the wet compound tires. So, my one to watch today, let's see. I think Alan Hugo is going to be my one to watch today. He's a very, very quick driver. I've known him for a while. He's starting down in 11th, which is kind of surprising, like you had said in qualifying. So I look forward to him coming up the field and seeing what he can do. But also another guy to watch is Boss Cookie. This man has not started 5th, I don't think, ever. Okay? Now this man has had one heck of a year, okay? And he really needs something good from McLaren. I think he still has only 1 point. I hope that he can stay up in the top 5 and get those points. So I'm going to watch.
All right, well, now who's your pick to win here?
New Zealand Ryan. You start on pole.
All right, well, Warden, I've called your name on one to watch a lot of times here this season because you keep starting in the back, and you are starting in the back again here tonight. Not too sure what happened to you in qualifying. You were in 5th, but I guess that last lap he made that big mistake, I remember. So looks like that has thrown him all the way back down in the rear field grids right there. I mean, whatever. Warden, yeah, I'm definitely going to look at Warden here. He's going to be starting in 14th again tonight. We all know how good he is. He's a very quality driver, very good quality driver, and he won earlier this season at Baku, a track that's a bit similar in the fact that it is very low downforce with a lot of straightaways, so let's see what he could do down there from the back. Pick to win here tonight. It's a bit boring, but I got to say Chandler Seda. This guy's just been unstoppable recently, John.
Good pick.
We'll see what Ryan can do. I mean, I'd hope to see Ryan fend him off here and maybe, punch back at that retaliation that Chandler has had in the points here recently. So let's see what happens for sure right from the front. Should be a good one.
Yeah, I mean the first 4 positions are occupied by 2 Renaults and the 2 Williams. So this should be an interesting constructor battle as well. So I'm interested to see how this race goes. Danny, call it out.
Oh, you bet. Alderford Jr. has lined up in his final grid place, and looks like we are ready to get this thing started momentarily. We now have 5 red lights ahead of the drivers. Long hold, and it is finally time to bring the action for Britain. It's a very good start there for Chandler Seda, but it looks like Ryan has had a good enough start to cover it off. Here they are coming to the first corner, and there's contact between the Williams of, I believe, Ham Newton and New Zealand Ryan. That was a nightmare start for New Zealand Ryan, and it was Ham Newton who made that contact, and that promotes BRL Jarrett into the lead. VSR Hydraulics in second with Chandler in third. Another spinner there in the second corner. Not too sure what happened right there as we see McLaren running way wide there of EDC Sparky. Way off the track they are. Now there's side-by-side action between the Haas of Ian Fern and Boss Cookie. Boss Cookie has lost 4 positions in the first few corners. Here they are hard on the brakes at the end of the Wellington Straight. It looks like they are still side-by-side, and it looks like it has single-filed out now. And Alderford Jr. making a look up the inside of Boss Cookie, and there's contact. They both spin off in the grass on the exit, joining up to the old front straightaway. Nightmare start for a lot of drivers. And John, what exactly happened there at the start?
All right, so as they went down into one, ERS Ham Newton drew aside of his teammate, and his teammate Chandler Seda almost looked like he touched New Zealand Ryan spun him around, and ERS Ham Newton, I guess, went with New Zealand Ryan on the trend of spinning around. I didn't really see it very clearly because of the view that I got, but I mean, that is such a shame for New Zealand Ryan and ERS Ham Newton. I mean, New Zealand, they both don't have any damage. I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait a minute. ERS Ham Newton does have some damage. I think he is missing. Yeah, he's going into the pits right now down at 14. He's probably going to smack up some hards, but I mean, what a shame for New Zealand Ryan after starting on pole and needing a good result. Hopefully he can crawl his way back into the top 10, maybe even the top 5, but my one to watch now, and Hugo is up to 6th already after starting 11th.
Oh,
so,
yes, he is.
I mean, B-Dunk is up to 4th as well. So anybody can win this race right now. So Chandler Seda,
rounding out the first lap, BRL Jared is your leader right here. And interestingly enough, he is on the medium compound tires, as is Dralix there, who was just passed by Chandler, who's on the soft. So it's looking like it's in favor of Jared and Dralix here. I mean, Chandler's on those softer tires right now. At the end of the race, he's going to have the harder rubber when these guys put on those faster sets. So that'll be interesting to watch and follow here. But it looks like Chandler was able to get back around Dralix. And I hate to say it, but what did I say about Boss Cookie, man?
You said that he was bound to crash, Dandy, and I think he crashed. No, he didn't crash, but, I mean, what happened?
Oh, looks like we might have just lost John's audio there. It kind of cut out there, but either way, EGC Sparky looks like he's shaping up a move here on Taylor Klein. Not too sure what happened. Looked like he had gained a position there, as we now see Alan Hugo make a move on Max Stalo. Side by side between Alan Hugo and Max Stalo. Max loses the back end there, and Alan Hugo will be promoted up into 5th place. Chandler Seda is the fastest lap time, as we could have expected here on those those softer tires, indeed. As we now see Haas looking up the inside of Warden there. Mean Fern had to back out of it before they got to that fast corner. And what are you trying to tell me, John?
Danny, what did Boss Cookie, in God's name, what did Boss Cookie do? What did he do? He was running up in 5th. What did he do?
Well, I got a good look at it. I did on that opening lap, and something happened. Not too sure what happened the first couple corners, but there was contact between he and Alderson Jr. coming through the corner before the old straightaway, and looked like it was a thing of Alderford Jr. looking to the inside of Boss Cookie, and Boss Cookie trying to come down for a straight exit, and that just sent him round. And man, he's all the way down in the back again.
Wow.
But either way, we have to look at the front right now. Chandler Seda is only 3/10 back on BRL Jared. And Jared once again struggling on those harder tires at the moment. This will come to him as the laps run on, so Chandler is going to need to get the move done here very shortly if he wants to lead this race and even have a chance at winning it. Jared goes to the defensive line there before they get to Stowe.
Actually, Alan Hugo
Chandler Seda around the outside he goes. Around the outside he goes, and Chandler has completed the pass around the outside of BRL Jared. Excellent move to take over the point right now. What is going on back with Alan Hugo? Looks like he's having a battle of B-Dunk, I believe, and he is around B-Dunk to move up to 4th place. So well done from Hugo now to be even further up the grid, only 4 laps in.
Yeah, it was a beautiful pass on the hanger straight by Alan Hugo on B-Dunk to move up into 4th. Now he's got his teammate in his sights next. I mean, he is the only one on the soft compounded tire in this top 5. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive. Yes,
we should note here is that
Chandler Seda's actually on the soft compound tire.
Yes, he is.
Wow, I didn't realize that. But for these guys with the soft compound tire, I mean, they're going to be a lot slower towards the end of the race.
Yeah, it's go time right now.
You know?
So as we look at our ones to watch here, looks like definitely Alan Hugo's the best of those right now. But look at Warden going from 14th up to 8th, only 4 laps into the race. Excellent stuff from him to move himself up to the points that quickly. Boss Cookie, I guess he actually is a real one to watch now. He is in laps. He's going to have some overtakes to make. But we'll take a look on that as the race progresses. ERS Ham Newton we might have to throw in there now too, because we know how fast he is. And after that contact in the first corner, he's going to have a lot of work to do to get back up into the points-paying positions. Not too much action going on now as they come out of Megan's Beckett and Chapel. Looks like Koopalicious is decently close on Mex Stalo, but not close enough to make a move there. Mex is also looking back at B-Dunk there ahead, so we might see an overtake there very shortly. Got to give credit to Mex Stalo here. I've not seen pace like this from him yet this season. And he's really showing it here tonight in his 5th Grand Prix start.
Yeah, for sure, Danny. Mex has always been a little a very oh my God! Oh,
already
my God.
cookie.
Oh my God! I'm done. I'm done. Danny, take the lead. I'm done.
Yeah, I think we just need to stop covering the McLarens altogether here, because anytime we mention their names, some snake bit thing from hell happens to them.
Oh, and Danny,
it is what it is. We now see Max Stalo taking a look at B-Dunk here. I was calling it right as you noticed. Here they are coming through these couple corners right here. Max Stalo's going for a tighter radius here. B-Dunk going for that better exit, and that really does pay off as B-Dunk stretches out by a good 3 car lengths there, coming out onto the old front straight. Here they are approaching tops. Let's see if Max can follow through this high-speed, aero-necessary corner, and let's see, he holds through there very well indeed, and is now closing in on B-Dunk as they approach Vegas Beckett. Let's see what he can do to hold on to his gap right here. Max Stalo, once again, on those soft compound tires, he needs to go right now.
VSR Hydraulics is actually looking at an overtake on VRL Jared for 2nd place. Moves all
Yes, he is. Jared doesn't even go defensive at all, actually.
Yeah.
Jared just holds on to the racing line right there. He was confident that Hydraulics wasn't going to get close enough to make a move, and that was a gamble worth taking.
I mean, Hydraulics could have just sent one down into that corner, but he didn't. But, yeah, this battle continues, and there's Alan Hugo in 4th, right on the heels of VSR Hydraulics.
Yeah, once again, Alan Hugo is on those web wall soft compound tires. He needs to go right now. He needs to get around these guys before the grip switches over and prioritizes longevity over speed, and that will definitely help out those medium compound runners.
And Hooplicious is right on the gearbox of B-Dunk as they go onto this straight. I mean,
yeah, onto the Wellington straight they go. DRS open for Hooplicious in the slipstream as well. B-Dunk is not going to make it difficult for him at all. Seeing as he is on those soft compound tires is Hooplicious. B-Dunk lets him go, and that is Hooplicious now up into 5th place. So very clean overtake right there. Just smart between teammates. As behind them we see Warden making some more passes. He's up into 7th place now. Very good start for Warden once again. He's gone from 14th now to 7th. He's cut his deficit in half on the field. Well done.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the top from 2nd down to 4th, they're only separated by about a second, maybe. But Alan Hugo has DRS on VSR Hydraulics. Overtake mode active. Let's see if he makes a move on his teammate. Now thinks about it, goes back. Thinks better of it.
If you're Hydraulics here, I think you have to be smart about this and let him go. I mean, he's your teammate, and he's definitely going to be faster on those tires.
Yeah, for sure,
Definitely going to be faster on those tires.
Like you were saying, the softs, the runners on the soft compound tire, it is time to go for them. They got to go, you know?
And I was just about to say, Chandler Seda is not doing what he needs to do to try and get away from Jared here. Very shortly, we're going to see the mediums start to run a bit quicker now than the softs, and he is only a good 2 seconds now ahead of Jared. That's going to come back very quickly, especially due to the fact that Jared will have those red walls later in the race. So this is something that Chandler's going to have to think about. He needs to push even harder here than he already is.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Actually, New Zealand Ryan is up to 10th. I'm surprised he put on the medium compound tire. I figured he would put on the hard compound tire and try to go to the end, but...
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to go to the end from here.
No way. But Bob's could... Oh, never mind.
They went back up to New Zealand Ryan right here, taking a look at what he's doing. The Max Stalo right here. 10th place already for New Zealand Ryan after that crash in turn 1, so already doing a very good job at putting his recovery drive together. Here they are approaching Megas, Beckett, and Chapel. New Zealand Ryan once again on those medium compound tires. Definitely not expected to go to the end of the race, but we all know what this guy can do sometimes, and you never know. We might see him actually go to the end on those yellow walls. Well, either way, it's a very good exit out of Chapel for him. He has the DRS open on Stalo as well as the slipstream, but he's just not going to be close enough to get the move done due to the fact that Max was in the slipstream and DRS of his teammate Mean Fern. So Ryan's just going to have to wait a little bit longer here before he's able to get around these guys, but I'm really impressed with Ryan's positioning right here, John. I mean, look, he's already right behind these guys, and there's not many laps already in this race. I mean, it's only lap 8, and he's already caught up to 9th place, so this is good for Ryan for sure.
That man is stupid fast, and I mean stupid fast. So, I mean, Ryan could come up the field and end up in the top 5 here at the end, but I'm watching VSR Hydraulics put in the ERS to high and DRS activated, trying to make a move. Thinks better of it, throws it back into 0 ERS on BRL Jared. They're battling out for second. They've been battling it out for the last couple of laps.
Oh, speaking of battling it out, looks like we have a teammate battle of the Haas's right here. Max Stalo gets around Mean Fern right there as they enter the end of the Wellington Straight, and it looks like this is really going to help out Ryan here as we ride on board with his Renault. Looking to the left side of Mean Fern, side by side, they are approaching cops right here. Can't do it through there. Who's going to break? And it is New Zealand Ryan. Oh, and it looks like there's contact there between New Zealand Ryan and Mean Fern. Really stalls the momentum of Ryan and possibly even more damage to his front wing. This is just not New Zealand Ryan's race, man, ever since that pole position. Very unfortunate for him.
Yeah, it's kind of just like bots. As we continue on, VSR Hydraulics is still all over the back of BRL Jared for second place. I mean, Alan Hugo is sitting right there. I just wish VSR Hydraulics let Alan Hugo go, since he is on the different strategy, and let Alan Hugo, his teammate, try and pass BRL Jared and Chandler Seda. But VSR Hydraulics is making...
Oh, looks like John just cut out right there once again. Either way, we're looking at VSR Hydraulics now, looking to the inside there, just taking a peek at Jared. Not close enough to lunge in there and get alongside, but either way, he is showing Jared that he is there and he is not going to let up. Here they are coming now onto the Wellington Straight. It does not look like the best exit in the world for Hydraulics, but he will have the DRS nonetheless. Getting a lot closer to Jared is he, but not close enough to throw it up the inside as expected. See now Jared in second place doing a good job at defending here as he gets onto the old front straight. And something, John, I think we need to note if you are back. I think there's a glitch right now with the lap counts and the wear. I mean, I'm not sure why it's saying a lap shorter than the laps we've completed. But yeah, Ryan did not pit. Ryan has stayed out, and those are the mediums he started on, so he will have to pit either way. Really? So sorry for the confusion back at home for anyone watching. That was our bad right there.
Actually, no, I was thinking of ERS hand Newton. My bad. I'm sorry.
Ah, okay. Well, he did pit on for those hard, so we'll see what happens here as his race continues. Just still very interested to see how Ham can round this thing out. I mean, he's way in the back, but he's going to be really coming up to the field when these guys start to pit due to the fact that he had put on that pressured bit of rubber here, even though it is harder. So
I think I just
there.
saw a EGC Sparky penalty. We're just going to walk right by it.
Yes, I believe we did. Either way, back up to the battle for second. VSR Hydraulics is still being put under pressure from Alan Hugo, but I believe it is coming to that stage where these tires are starting to balance out a little bit because Chandler has not pulled away from Jared over these last couple laps. It's been at about 2.7 seconds, the gap right there. Oh, as we see Hugo lose the back end right there, so if that doesn't say that these softs are starting to get a bit hairy, I don't know what does, because that was a big slide for Hugo and a big save as well. We now see Hydraulics once again getting very close to Jared, but not close enough to throw it up the inside. Jared now 2.9 seconds behind Chandler, so a bit of a scruffy corner for him, but it's going to be easy to put in a scruffy corner when you've got that Mercedes breathing down your gearbox. Indeed.
For sure.
They are coming through top with, very wide for Alan Hugo. So once again, looks like these softs are starting to lose their oomph here on lap 10. Chandler Seda now losing a tenth then. 2.9 down to 2.8 on Jared. I'd be very, very interested to see if Chandler pits here very shortly because he's just not pulling away at the rate that he needs to. At least I don't think. Jared can still see him there at the end of the hangar straight, so it's not over at all for Jared when he puts on those softer tires at the pit. Oh, and there he is. There it is. Chandler comes into the pit lane as I hoped, or expected rather. Here he is now, hard on the brakes. Very easy to speed into this pit lane, one of the slowest on the calendar. And Chandler looks like he was able to negotiate that well. We would have seen on the bottom if he sped, but that is something we have to pay attention to here tonight that can definitely catch some drivers off guard.
Yeah, I mean, this pit lane is very dangerous, and VSR Hydraulics is still going at VRL Jared. I really want him to make a move here. I mean, he is still in zero.
Coming on the Wellington Straight again. Very close indeed, John,
Come on.
as you were just saying.
Come on, Hydraulics! Come on, man!
Once again, just not close enough to get the move done. That looks like it's going to be our saying of the night for Hydraulics. Close, but not close enough to get it up the inside. Jared runs a bit wide there, but that is by design for a good exit onto the old front straight. And what were you trying to tell me, John?
Davey, I'm trying to bring up the fact that you're one to watch in fifth position right now. Warden has
Hell
come
yeah, brother.
from the back of the grid back up into fifth place. So, I mean, Andy, you call this man every single week to deliver, and he just does. He just does.
Oh,
Like,
essentially runs a bit
are you
deep there
paying?
going into Vegas Beckett's, but he does still gain time here on B-Dunk. Let's see if he can get close enough to make a move here. DRS is active for Warden, but it looks like he did lose a bit of time on exit. Had a bit of a strange couple corners there in the middle
Warden
of Vegas Beckett's.
gaining.
Not close enough. Warden very close, but once again, just not able to get to the side of B-Dunk. Let's see if Alan Hugo pits. Yes, he does. Into the pit lane comes Alan Hugo from third. Let's see where that spits him out. I would imagine he's going to lose a bit of time here on Chandler, who did do a one-lap undercut. But Jared up here in the front with Dralix. These two guys need to chug along as quick as they can right here and let Chandler abuse his mediums for as long as he can, or as long as they can, rather, to hold up here at the front without losing too much time.
Warden sends
Warden.
But move last. All right, so Warden is now.
So here he is switching back. His Warden looks like he's going to get a straighter exit now onto the Wellington straight. DRS is active, closing in huge higher on B-Dunk. Looking to the inside, hard on the brakes, side by side, but not close enough to get fully alongside. B-Dunk very good defensively here. Warden setting himself up for a great shot onto the old front straight. Good shot out of the corner right there. Approaching cops they are. Looks like he won't be close enough to throw it up alongside through the high-speed right-hander. But either way, he is definitely close enough to make a move onto the hanger straight when they get there, as long as he gets a good run through Megan Beckett's and Chapel. Here they are going through these very tight, fast sequence of corners. B-Dunk runs a bit wide there on a couple of his apexes, and that lets Warden get even closer. Here they are onto the hanger straight. DRS open. Ooh, a bit of a slide there for Warden, but he does have the DRS and slipstream on B-Dunk.
Moves to the right.
Rapidly he is. B-Dunk goes to the right. To the left goes Warden. Hard on the brakes goes Warden around the outside. And it looks like he will have the move done around the outside of B-Dunk. But B-Dunk comes back there on the exit of Stowe. Still side by side as they approach the final chicane. Hard on the brakes goes Warden. And harder on the brakes goes B-Dunk. They're still side by side coming through the final corner now. But it looks like Warden will eke him out here coming across the start lap 13. So excellent battle here for these two.
Yeah, for sure, Danny. I mean, I'm surprised B-Dunk's actually even in this race. Sky News report. I was reading Sky News yesterday on something.
Oh,
and
down the
actually
inside
B-Dunk,
goes B-Dunk. A very, very advantageous move right there down the inside of Warden. Looks like he's actually going to get him back here because the DRS will be active for B-Dunk. There he is looking at the slipstream of Warden side by side as they exit the Wellington straightaway. Hard on the brakes goes Warden. A bit of contact there, but Warden is back ahead of B-Dunk as he was a few corners ago. B-Dunk is not letting this guy go away from him.
They keep touching. I mean, what I was trying to say earlier was I was reading Sky News yesterday. Actually, I saw Boris Johnson got the coronavirus. I feel really bad for him, but before that, I was reading through and it said B-Dunk. It was the Snapchat of B-Dunk, and it said he was quitting league racing, and I was like, no, that's my man. You know, that can't happen. And I guess his cat ate his controller, so he had to go out today at GameStop and buy a brand new
John, got to
controller.
interrupt you. They are side by side again at the end of the hanger straight. Here they are going into Stowe, and B-Dunk is back ahead of Warden up into third place. So what a battle these two are still having. Warden switches back on exit, but is not able to get alongside. B-Dunk is back up ahead of the Ferrari there, but it looks like Warden is not going to be done with him whatsoever. Warden probably is the faster of these two, but this slipstream and DRS just does not give him the opportunity to get away, and they've got to get their cane together here because New Zealand Ryan is coming quick.
Yeah, real quick. But yeah, so B-Dunk ended up having to risk his life while this whole coronavirus
Oh, back
going
to side-by-side
on.
action, John.
Oh
I'm sorry.
my
These guys just keep going side-by-side through corners that you don't expect it. Warden getting a good exit here. Very late apex indeed, getting onto the Wellington straight, but it looks like it was too much there. He lost a lot of time mid-corner there to get back to B-Dunk. Oh, he looks at it, blocks up the left front. Almost contact there, and he's off the track. What just happened to Warden right there? Looks like he gave up right there and let Ryan take the spot. It was a bit strange for Warden, but yeah, I mean, he did lock up and blow the corner, so I guess instead of trying to dangerously try and get back on the racing line, he thought better of it and just let Ryan go there. It's a good sportsmanship from Warden, but very unfortunate for him. He had a good chance of being up in third right now if he had just been able to get around B-Dunk for good.
Yeah, for sure. There's the yellow flag.
There's now the yellow flag at 6-3.
Don't even acknowledge it. It's yeah. Don't talk about it. All right. So
it was Taylor Clan, actually. It was Taylor Clan. It was not one of
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Yes,
You're wrong.
Are you sure? He was ghosted right there.
I'm dead serious.
No,
don't even
ghosted.
bring it up.
Something has happened to Taylor Clan right here. Not too sure what's going on. He is down in last place. I believe you, John, but something did happen to his Ferrari as well. Not too sure. But either way, we've got to get back up to the front here. Jared is only 4/10 ahead of Dralix, 2/10 by a correction there as they got to the end of the front straight. Looks like Dralix is actually going to be very good position here to possibly make a move down the Wellington straightaway here. Oh, no, as I say that, he loses the back end there, but he will have the DRS on Jared. Jared appears to be running a very low drag setup here because even pushing the air out of the way for the cars behind, he's just been able to really get away from these DRS challenges as well as the slipstream. Yeah,
Danny, it really does look like that. BRL Jared has been hard to pass all day long. Dralix has thrown the kitchen sink at Jared, and it still has not worked out. But, back to B-Dunk's story. So he went out and risked his life and grabbed a controller, a brand new controller today amidst of this terrible, terrible virus. We pray for all the people that have the virus, and we want to encourage people to stay home.
John, there is a battle for the lead right now. BSR Dralix with a great exit out of Trapple, side by side between he and Jared as they approach Stowe, and it looks like he will have the position taken over to Dralix. Around BRL Jared he goes, up to the point he goes, and let's see if Jared pits. No, he stays out. They both stay out. They are now going to have to come through these final corners now, rotated. It is now Dralix in the lead with Jared behind. Let's see what Jared can do in the slipstream, or what is it, the dirty air of Dralix. He is running that low drag setup as we expected. It's going to be very tough for him to follow. Oh, yes, he does have a slide there to the first corner. Yellow flag is in the air, and we have a safety car as that.
Oh my God, what happened?
Yes, we do. Safety car is out. New Zealand Ryan is going to pit. Chandler Seda is going to pit. This really screws up Chandler Seda here. He was provisionally going to take the lead when those leaders pitted. But actually, this is awful for Dralix and Jared. This is awful for them. They just missed the pit lane. They just missed it. Yeah, they're going to be... John, I think they're going to be restarting last year.
Yeah, it's going to be a real shame.
Oh, man. So for battling for the lead, possibly going to be a battle for 17th or 16th here. When these guys do pit this time around, very unfortunate for these two. They're going to have to come in and put on the... And this just really nullifies their strategy beneficiary here because Chandler has just been able to put on the softs.
Danny,
yeah,
stop using dude. Stop using these big words. Nobody can understand them. I mean, I'm just thinking there's a safety car. I'm just thinking pit. You know.
Well,
pit,
John, Look, I've got a bit of crew chief here, man, in me, and this is just a nightmare for these two. I'd be throwing my head against the wall if I was one of these two's engineer. But fortunately for them, a delta is held the first lap of the safety car period. So that means that Chandler and all the guys back there have not been able to close in on the guys ahead. So the margin of time that they lost is less than it would have been if they pitted a lap later. So we'll see where they come out here. We got to see where Chandler is. Chandler is coming through Cops right now. So actually, I think these two will be fine. I think they will be fine. Kind of forgot that they have to abide to that delta the first lap. But man, that could have been awful for Dralix or Jared. If it was like a virtual safety car, that would have been awful for them.
Yeah, that would be a real shame. I mean, this just shakes up the whole grid. You know, it puts people back in the race that weren't in it earlier. I mean, B-Dunk and New Zealand Ryan, you know, they're in prime position now, third and fourth, right up with the leaders. And this puts Boss. Okay.
I'll say it. You won't say it, but I'll say it. Boss Cookie is now able to catch up to the rest of the field after his antics in the first lap. So looks like he has a chance to get some overtakes done here and work his way up the order. This helps out Warden a good bit too, who had that bit of an incident there, I believe, with B-Dunk trying to get the move done, lock him up, and had to pit the next time around. Warden is now back up with these guys, and everyone is on about equal tires now. You gotta look at Andre Muri though there in 7th place on 5-lap old medium. Looks like
what
he's
a guy.
Gonna say screw it. He's going for track position here.
I think that, hey, you gotta roll the dice to, it's just like the lottery. You gotta play the lottery to win. If you don't play it, you'll never win. So I understand his strategy. But your guy Ward's in fifth.
He's in great position right here. Great position right here.
And Alan Hugo finds himself back. Alan Hugo's in 8th. Publicis is in 9th. Max Stalo is in 10th. What the Haas is battling earlier and made some contact?
Yes, I believe so, but I don't think it was enough to really mess either of them up. But there they are. They're going to be battling for the last place on points there.
You know who this really helps?
It looks like that'll actually just be a battle for 9th and 10th if Andre is really as slow as we expect him to be on this restart.
Yeah, I mean, this really, really helps Iris Hamlin try and get back in the fight and work his way up into the points. I mean, he at the start had such a bad start with him and New Zealand Ryan, but New Zealand Ryan has been able to recover, but Ham had the pit, so this gives him an opportunity to show his skill and get up into the points here at Silverstone today.
But John, do we know what the cause of the safety car was? I'm not too sure. Caspada is out of the race. Not too sure what happened with him.
I think it was a Caspada DNFing. I'm not sure where or how, but I'll give it a Caspada. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Thank you for this safety car.
Really gives us a chance to catch our breath here. There's a lot of action going on, and we finally have a chance to really just relax here, John, and get ready for these final 9 laps, I believe it will be when they restart this time around.
For sure, they better tighten their seatbelts, Better tighten those belts. This is about to be exciting. All these drivers are on the softs, except Andre Muri.
You know what this is giving me vibes of?
What's it giving you vibes?
2018 British Grand Prix. Had a safety car right at the end of the race. Sebastian Vettel, who had been dominant.
Sent it on Valtteri Bottas down the inside. Oh my God.
And all the front runners were able to pit, at least not all of them. I believe Bottas is the only one who stayed out, but all of the other front runners had pitted and put on a new set of the softest compound of tire. It was just an absolute melee for the win, and that was an excellent finish. We could get something very similar here today.
Yeah, for sure, Danny, for sure. I mean, where did Raikkonen finish in that race? Was he 3rd or 4th?
I believe he was 3rd, yes. He was on the podium in that race.
A
controversial podium after he had Hamilton's contact there at the first lap, but very similarly, New Zealand Ryan had contact on the first corner. Here he is in 4th place. Now the chance to battle for the win here. So this is really worked wonders for him. We haven't even mentioned. Oh my God! Lost Cookie just picked up a 10-second time.
I'm done.
All right. Either way, what were you trying to say there?
I was going to say, I said everybody loves a Cookie podium, but the safety car will be in this lap.
Yes, it is, as it drives ahead of VSR Drowlix, who now has the control of the pace. Let's hope he doesn't slam the brakes on the guy in second, as Lewis Hamilton did. All right, we won't talk about those politics, but either way, looks like we are ready to get things back underway here on lap 18 out of 26. We're about to begin lap 19 here. It'll be 8 to go as they cross the line, or 7 to go. Yeah, it is 8 to go. Here we are, back to green. VSR Drowlix is your leader. Andre Muri just pitted. He went around. Never mind. It looked like he pitted the rate that he lost positions there as they restarted. But either way, back up to the front. The battle for the win is on. Jared is very close here between he and Drowlix at B-Dunk there, right behind. B-Dunk just needs a good shot here to get closer to Jared up ahead, but it looks like he is in the clutches with New Zealand Ryan here. Behind them is Warden, who actually seems to have lost a bit of time there on the restart. Not too sure what happened. But Chandler has the most work to do out of all these guys. He's down in 6th place, so let's see what Chandler can do down there from 6th.
Yeah, for sure. This is going to be an exciting restart. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1 as Andre Muri is retired.
As Andre Muri has just retired from the session. Let's see if that causes another safety car, possibly a VSC. Hopefully it doesn't. I mean, I just want to get this thing to get on with here since there's as many laps for these leaders to work it out here to find out who wins. But either way, it looks like Ham Newton is on the move. He is around Sparky there as they approach Megas and Megas. Very good in his attempt to move up into the point positions. He's just got to get a couple more overtakes done and he'll be solidly in those points-paying spots. Back up to the front, Drowlix is still your leader. Very close behind is Jared, though, and very close behind him is B-Dunk. B-Dunk had a solid lap. We'll gather in a couple tenths there that lap. Here is Warden now, only 7/10 now behind Ryan. Looks like he did get a bit of a couple of good corners there in to get that closer, but he does have Chandler breathing down his neck here. Dralik sets the fastest lap of the race on a restart lap. That just shows how fast these new tires are. He was not fully up to speed as he crossed the line. Chandler very close to Warden there, almost contact there through the first corner. Looking to the outside is Chandler. Oh, and there's contact. He loses half of his front wing, and Warden is around. That was I do not like that move from Chandler Seda. Caused a good impact there between he and Warden. Spins Warden out and damages his own front wing. This is going to hurt Chandler the rest of the race as he's going to have Alan Hugo and a bunch of other guys pressurizing him, as here is Alan Hugo looking up the inside of Chandler Seda at the end of the Wellington Straight. Around the inside there he goes, and up into 5th place is Alan Hugo. John, not too sure what happened to your audio, but either way, Hoopalicious is now close to Chandler Seda. Chandler Seda lost a lot of time due to that front wing loss, due to the contact from Warden. John, what's your input on that contact between he and the Ferrari?
Yeah, my mic keeps cutting in and out, but I am back. I mean, the top 4. Actually, it looks like Dralik has. You guys handed it with a 3-second time penalty. But BSR Dralik, it looks like he's checked out over a second on gear of Jared, which is quite interesting. Jared must be saving up his stuff, but it doesn't look like it. B-Dunk is right there. New Zealand Ryan is really close to B-Dunk here. The top 4 have kind of separated themselves a little bit from Alan Hugo, but Hugo could reel in that gap at any point, and DRS is enabled, so New Zealand Ryan probably will get by B-Dunk in this next straightaway.
Yep. You called it right there. It is now the 3rd lap after the safety car restarts, so we do have DRS available once again to the drivers. New Zealand Ryan, as you said it, getting very close to B-Dunk right here. We can expect an overtake if he has a good exit out of that corner, and yes, he did. DRS is now open for New Zealand Ryan, and he has the slipstream as well on B-Dunk. B-Dunk looks a little bit to the middle of the racetrack, but stays back on the right side, holding the racing line. Looks like he runs a bit wide there through that corner, but New Zealand Ryan was not close enough to look up the inside right there. Here they are coming on to the old front straightaway. Looks like it's another good exit for New Zealand Ryan. Ryan really needs to get around B-Dunk here if he wants to get back up to the front. We do not look at the bottom of the screen as we look back to the battle for 3rd. New Zealand Ryan getting very close to B-Dunk indeed through top right there. Holds it very well in the dirty air of a very high-speed right-hand corner. Now through Megan Beckett they go. I would definitely expect a move from Ryan here as they get onto the hanger straight. Aldifer has left the session. Not sure what happened there. But either way, here we go. DRS is open for New Zealand Ryan. Very good run out of Chapel indeed. He's going to be looking here on B-Dunk as they approach Stowe. To the right he goes. B-Dunk doesn't even defend it. Down the inside goes New Zealand Ryan side by side as they exit Stowe. Still side by side as they approach the final chicane. Looks like New Zealand Ryan is going to have to settle for 4th here, though, as they approach the final 2 corners. He's got to get this thing done here very quickly because it's now 5 laps to go as they cross the start-finish line. And those 2 leaders will really start to run away from it. Oh, Boston. Who cares?
Whatever.
Up in the
New Zealand Ryan.
BSR Dralik is only Yeah, so down the inside goes New Zealand Ryan, but it looks like he's really held up by B-Dunk, who pinches him there on the inside. Around the loop they go, and up at the Wellington Straight they come. B-Dunk is really under pressure here from New Zealand Ryan, who looks to the inside, defending side by side down the Wellington Straightaway. DRS open for New Zealand Ryan, and around the outside he goes. No contact, very smooth move around the outside, nice and clean as well. He's got to get his move on here, though, if he wants to catch up to Jared, his championship rival right now, who is 2nd in points as we run. BSR Dralik's your leader, but he is not able to get away from Jared, who's only 5/10 back now as they come through Cops. Approaching Megan Beckett and Chapel, New Zealand Ryan is 1.9 seconds back on his teammates, so let's see what he can do to close it in as we approach 4 laps to go this time around.
It looks like
no,
3 second. No,
yeah,
that's a shame.
It's such a great race. He's up in 5th place right now. He's got to get his move on here to get away from Hoopalicious, who's 1.9 seconds back. So if Alan could just stretch it out another second here with 4 to go, then he will be safe for that 5th place finish. But I don't know what the penalties are like on the drivers ahead or behind.
Are battling it out for an 8th spot. It looks like Ham Newton.
Yes, they are. Once again, Ham Newton coming back from that incident on lap 1 in the first corner. And looks like he's doing a good job at it right here. He's going to get some overtakes done, but we have to focus on the front right here as this is a bit more important for the championship as well for this race. We see Jared once again, only 5 tenths back on Dralix. And behind them, New Zealand Ryan has closed in a couple tenths through the first couple corners right there. It's gone from 2.2 to 2.0. Let's see what Ryan can do as it now goes down to 1.9. So this will be very exciting as these laps close here. You never know, if Ryan really gets his head down here, he could catch up to Dralix, and there could be a bit of a retaliation potentially from last week. It was those two drivers getting into it with a couple laps to go, sending Ryan way off the racetrack and costing him a chance at a victory. So let's see what happens between these guys as it runs out here, John.
Hey, Robin is racing, but I mean, Formula One, these cars
not in the world of F1
though. I mean, me and Danny, we've been playing NASCAR. We've been playing NASCAR a lot together, and it's fun. You can just send it down into the corner and just kind of slide job your way up in front of the other person. But not in F1 here as they go down the hangar straight. Zero Jared is closing, but is in 0 ERS, and he has none left to spare. So, and there's your guy Ward with a 3-second time penalty, which is a shame. He's down to 12.
It's kind of over for him. He's down to 12. Yeah. Once again, that contact for Chandler Seda, who has now fallen down to 7th, that might need to be looked into, because I don't know about you, but that looks like a kind of egregious move. Yes, they didn't really get the full angle on it, so I could be talking out of my you-know-what right now, but either way, it really messed up Ward and cost him a chance at winning this race, and definitely not something he's going to be happy with. There are going to be some discussions between the two of them at the checkered flag here tonight. But either way, VRL Jared is very close to Dralix here, only 3 tenths back. DRS is open, but as you said, it looks like
maybe for a move.
A little bit better at managing his ERS right here, but Jared is getting very close nonetheless. New Zealand Ryan is not closing into these two as I would have expected. He's actually, in fact, lost a couple tenths that time around. Not what he's been looking for, but and on top of that, B-Dunk is still in the DRS of Ryan, so Ryan might not have even shaken B-Dunk before this thing is over.
Yeah, B-Dunk is a quick driver, especially around here, but I'm actually going to take a look at the penalties real quick, because I'm interested to see what has transpired. So VSR Dralix does have a penalty, and
what about Jared?
Jared does not have any. New Zealand Ryan.
So right now, then, Jared is your winner.
New Zealand Ryan does not have a penalty, and B-Dunk has 2 warnings and 0 penalties. Alan Hugo has
very wide goes Jared right there. That could have been a warning. Sorry to interrupt you right there. But as you're saying that, those penalties, the way they add up, that means that it is currently a 1-2 for the Renault team. A nightmare for the competition due to the fact that these guys are already killing it in the constructors right now. But here we are, 2 laps to go. It is only 3 tenths now between Dralix and Jared on track. But it is net 2.7 between Jared and Dralix due to the fact that Dralix has that 3-second time penalty. So let's see what happens when these final laps come around here. Oh, very close there. Very shallow apex there. Very shallow apex Jared took, and that was almost contact between he and Dralix up ahead. But the DRS is open for Jared right here, so no harm, no foul for him, even though he did lose a bit of time there as they got through the loop. But, man, this is a good battle on track, but almost killed it, John, now that you told us there's that penalty for Dralix.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said it. But if Dralix pulls on, if Dralix or Jared, if Jared makes a mistake, Dralix could still win this. Or what if Jared gets a penalty and New Zealand Ryan's sitting there?
For sure. I mean, if Chandler Seda set the example in Canada, then I don't know who will, because he had that thing won until the final corner. So let's see if Jared is smart here and just keeps it between them. We don't talk about that. We just got to hope that Jared is clean here, keeps it between the white lines, and does what he needs to do to win this race. Not too sure if he knows, though, that Dralix has that penalty, so from his point of view, he just needs to get around that Mercedes up in front. Here they are coming around the final corner. White flag is in the air. There's 1 to go here from the British Grand Prix of the Breakout Racing League, round 10. Across the line they go to start that final lap, and Jared once again only 2 tenths now behind VSR Dralix. Needs a good clean corners here to get onto the Wellington Straight. Through Farming Village they go, and now up to the loop they go for the final time. It looks like it's a later apex for Jared, which means the better exit for him. But as I say that, Dralix gets a major launch out onto the Wellington Straight. That really protects his lead now as they approach that corner. And it looks like Jared, is just not close enough to make a move there.
I think Jared's going to send
Ryan once again losing another 2 tenths here on the leaders. B-Dunk very close to Ryan once again. Alan Hugo now only 5 tenths behind B-Dunk, and Ham Newton has just gotten around Chandler Seda. Excellent move there from Ham Newton. Wasn't really looking at it because the leaders are so close, but either way, Chandler has lost a ton of time ever since losing his front wing, half of his front wing, after that contact with Warden, who is in 12th, by the way. That was really unfortunate for Warden. But anyways, back up to the front. Dralick's very good line there through Chapel. Really going to protect his lead here, but is it enough to win the race on time? I do not think so. He's going to need a miraculous few corners here to pull out 2.5 seconds on Jared. But either way, Jared just needs to keep it clean here, and he will re-winner. Very wide goes Jared. Could have been a warning, but it looks like it was not enough to give him a penalty. Around the final corners they come. Dralick will win the race on track, but if the scoring is correct, BRL Jared is your winner of the Silverstone British Grand Prix. Up the second goes New Zealand Run, and B-Dunk is on the podium. B-Dunk is on the podium. Yes.
What a race.
Man.
What a fantastic race. I think Dralick's actually had a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Oh, you're right. I think he did. Yeah, because the fact that he lost that many positions, I mean, think about it. He won the race on track, and he's not even on the podium.
What a goonie.
Well, you know what? I'm not even going to ask for your input. Driver of the day goes to New Zealand Ryan. That guy with a massive crash in the first corner on lap 1, or the second corner, mind me. First real corner, he had a brake for. But either way, took some damage, got set back, made a bunch of overtakes. Yes, the safety car helped them out, but you have to capitalize on that luck when it comes to you. New Zealand Ryan finishes second here today after that abysmal start to the race. Very good stuff from his Renault. Definitely driver of the day for me.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I picked him to win the race, but, you know, after that drive, I think he's won the race.
Yeah, well, looks like none of our ones to watch really had a great... Actually, Alan Hugo, never mind. He had a very respectable run here tonight. Not too sure if he finished 4th or 5th right there. I believe it was 5th for Hugo, but once again, very good finish there, starting in 11th place. He's the only one to watch that really had a good finish here tonight, and neither of our picks to win got it done. So, very interesting scenes here from Britain, and as we expected, it was a very good race indeed. It was a very good race indeed. You see your podium finishers there celebrating up top right there. Another Renault 1-2. Haven't said that in a while, but those two guys have been on those two top steps of the podium multiple times this season. Good to see them back up there tonight.
Yeah,
there you have it. Jared is your
so
official winner. Ryan's second, and John, round this thing out before we get to these interviews here, bud.
All right, so BRL Jared finishes first. Congratulations to him. New Zealand Ryan in second. B-Dunk in third. What a great podium out of him. BSR Dralick, it's a shame to see him drop down from winning the race on track, but he finishes fourth. Alan Hugo in fifth. Pooklicious had kind of a boring race in sixth. Chandler Seda in the Williams gets seventh. Mex Stalo in the Haas gets eighth. Mean Fernan, the other Haas, gets ninth. EGC Sparky in the McLaren, and the McLaren gets 10th. Let's go!
I did not even notice that. Well done from EGC Sparky there to finish in 10th place. Not too many points finishes for that team this season, as Cookie put in a great perspective here tonight. But good stuff from Sparky to get a point there and add to his totals here in the driver's standings. But John, as we did a few weeks ago at Canada, even though that podium was stripped from B-Dunk, this is now officially his first podium in the Breakout Racing League. And John, we'll do that again. I will interview the top two, but you can do all you want with B-Dunk here.
Let's go. All
right, we're going to get these guys in the party here. Got to invite BRL Jared and then New Zealand Ryan. Let's get them in here right now.
That was a fantastic race. That was a lot better.
That was
than
a great race. I mean,
no,
that safety car really added to it.
Tier 2 was a great race, but Tier 1, these battles with between BRL Jared and Dralick, and then New Zealand Ryan at the start coming back through the field, really just it was just a fantastic race all around, and we're getting all the top podium drivers in here joining the session. Danny, take it away.
All right, well, Jared will be our first one up for the post-race interview. Just make sure you got that box checked for me, man.
Slaps.
What box? Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, there it is. VRL Jared is your winner here in Silverstone tonight. Jared, it's been a while since you've won a race, but you're back up top. How does it feel to get that championship tally back up to the way you want it here tonight?
Yeah, pretty good. Those last two races were pretty dreadful, like 9th and 7th, whatever it is. So, yeah, I needed a good result, so, yeah, happy with that.
I gotta ask you, did you know that Drelix had that penalty with those final laps ticking
Yep,
down?
definitely. No, second to last lap, I probably could have made the move, but I was trying to save battery for the hanger straight in the last lap to go up the inside into Stowe. But I got the shittest run out of Maggots and Beckett's and it was just nowhere, so I was like, oh, well, Drelix won, and I was like, oh yeah, cool. Went across the line.
Alright, well, in those final laps, I must ask you, were you trying to get around him on track, or were you just trying to keep it between those white lines and protect yourself from a penalty of your own?
Just going full send. And just trying to save battery at the same time.
Awesome. Awesome, love to hear it. And one more question before we talk about next track next week. Gotta ask you, do you think that safety car helped you out, or would you have rather it just played out the way it was going?
I mean, I let Drelix go to save battery on that straight, and then the safety car comes out like 10 seconds later, so I was like, oh well, but that necessarily killed my race, but yeah, I wouldn't have let Drelix go if I didn't know that there was a safety car coming, but anyway, it was a good battle with him at the end, so yeah.
All right, well, last question for you real quick. Sorry, you're getting grilled here tonight. Next race, I believe, is in the Hockenheim Ring in Germany, a very fun track for many. How do you feel about that track, and what can you expect out of your pace next weekend?
I have no idea. I hope it's good, but yeah, I don't know. I don't spend my life in the game like Chandler, so I can't tell you.
Throwing some shots
Love
in
it,
here.
man. All right, well, Jared, once again, congratulations on being back up top of the podium here tonight. It was an excellent race all around from you. Very well-rounded. Congratulations, bud.
Cheese.
All right, well, second place tonight was New Zealand Ryan. And, Bud, before we even get this thing started, we have already dubbed you Driver of the Day. How'd you do it, man? After crashing on lap 1, finishing in second place, it's got to feel great.
Yeah, I was not expecting that after the events at Turn 1, but that lucky safety car really saved my race, so I don't know. P3, P2, whatever it is, I will take.
Yes, well, what is it? That safety car definitely took a very, very good role in helping you get back up to the front there. How excited were you when you saw that yellow come out?
Saying finally, because usually a safety car stuffs me over, but today it was helpful.
Man, if you think that there were any more laps to go there, if this race was like 10 laps longer, what were the chances you think you could have caught your teammate and done him round and gotten to that first position?
No, probably not. I blew up my battery to get third, so it's probably it's going to stay that way.
Well, either way, it was a great race from you. Glad you did as well as you did, based off of that start there, the contact with the Williams. But finally, as we normally do right here, next week is Hockenheim. What can we expect out of your pace next weekend?
Hopefully good things. It's a bit of a pad track, so we will see. Hopefully no deaths at Turn 1.
For sure. Well, congratulations again on tonight. Driver of the Day. Excellent all around to go from where you started to back where you were thrown down and then bring it all the way back up to second. So good stuff from you. Congratulations, and hope to see you do well again next week.
Cheers.
All right, and I'm now going to let my accomplice in crime here, John Webster, take it over for the interview of his dear friend B-Dunk.
B-Dunk. Yesterday, like I said in the broadcast, you said that you were gonna quit league racing because of something that was that I didn't know of. I read this in Sky News, and it said that you were going to retire from league racing, and it was such a shame. You know, I was like, that's my man.
He smashed his controller.
We've had so many good battles over the years, and I heard that your cat ate your controller, but you went out to the store You went out to the store and you bought yourself a controller. How in the world did you, with a brand new controller, finish on the podium here in BRL Tier 1? Tell us.
Well, thanks for the introduction there. I'm gonna be straight honest. If it wasn't for that safety car, I would have been nowhere up there to begin with. So, safety car and the contra strat really helped me out there. I mean, I heard we had pace, and after the safety car reset, I just hung on to dear life.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you were defending against New Zealand Ryan for a little bit there, and I was really proud of you. You know, New Zealand Ryan's a great driver. I mean, I'm not taking any credit away from you, but you really did a great job to hold in there, and a surprising P3. I'm very happy for you. Next week is Hockenheim. I know that you are on the controller, and New Zealand Ryan said earlier in the interview that it is a pad track. How do you feel going into there next week?
Germany's one of my favorite tracks, so I'm really looking forward for it. Like top 3 favorite track on the calendar. So I'm hyped for it.
Do you think you could repeat this podium?
That would be a bit of a stretch, but I'll try.
All right.
But
well, I wish you the best of luck.
To say one last thing,
ahead.
if you don't mind, this is probably going to be the second podium stripped away from me, as from what I found out, Drelix is most likely trying to get his penalty taken away again. So this will probably most likely be the second podium taken away from me this season.
Well, if it is, we are very sorry for you, and hopefully we see you on the podium next weekend in Germany. But congratulations on the P3.
This is bullcrap.
Very good race.
This is my
very
podium.
Good race.
This is my podium, damn it.
Defend it with your life,
keep
buddy.
it, Drelix.
Yeah. All right, now we're gonna throw it back over to Daniel Stevens.
Yeah, well, action is the first word that comes to my mind when I come to describe this race here tonight. Glad you guys back at home tuned in here tonight to watch it alongside us. I'm Daniel Stevens alongside Jonathan Webster. This has been round 10 of the Breakout Racing League, Tier 1 from Silverstone in Great Britain. We hope to see you next week in Hockenheim at Germany for another good one, another great track for battling and action. We hope to see you there. Take care and have a good week.
Stay safe, guys.